location that we filmed Jigsaw at was in downtown LA. And what I love about downtown LA is there's a lot of these old buildings that have been converted into different things.
You could actually feel the history in the area, and once you enter the building, you kind of feel, I don't know how else to describe it. You feel like this like it's been worn before. It's like putting on an old jacket, right? You know that jacket's already been worn before, possibly by somebody bigger, older than you. It has that old time feel to it.
We took like a 3-year delay in getting everything going because, you know, we first had to deal with COVID. We had to deal with some financial issues with coming up with a budget for it, figuring out who was going to shoot it, and then where we were going to shoot it.
We shot inside this place. It was a big warehouse that had been converted. And yeah, it was full of oddities. Odd things. This was probably the weirdest and maybe the most unfortunate music video shoot that we've had. But hey, that's all a part of the story.
You know, when we shot this video, we did have a lot of good times. We had a great time filming it. I feel like the flow was good, the energy of the cast, everybody was working together. We were all working towards a goal. But there was also some crazy shit that went down too. Like, I didn't know when we got to the set that there was the set had like a paranormal kind of energy attached to it. I found that out post shooting the video.
Yeah, that was the vibe when I first got there. It was like hella creepy, like even just from the outside. I was like, oh, this is like weird vibes. And then I got in and you just kind of feel like an eerie like vibe. You know when things are like too empty and you can kind of sense like a presence? So I got that feeling. And when I went to the back to change into my original outfit, the bathroom light was hella dim. And it was like, I just got like this weird vibe. I like started recording myself because I was like, I need somebody to talk to. I started recording so that I could talk out loud just so I wouldn't have to feel the vibes of like the energy in the area. And then as soon as I get out of the changing room, I see Mike, and Mike comes over and he's like, you want to hear something crazy? I was like, what? I'm like already? I've been here for like 5 minutes. What could have gone down? And he's like, when I got here, I was walking to the back and there was nobody here. I was the first one here. And I go to the back and all of a sudden I hear, Michael. And I was like, hell no, I am not staying here. And it was in the back and there's like these like butcher like style, the plastic things that you got to go through. And it's just like hella serial killer vibes. And then there's this like metal sink and then this dark hallway. And Mike is telling me that something just called his name and he was alone. I was like, I need to get out of here. Let me go sit on this like corduroy funky couch or like the arcade bench or something else that isn't this. Let me go with the neon signs because I am not staying in this creepy back area. But there was just definitely a vibe of like being like watched or just like you weren't alone, and it was just like it's hella creepy. And then like weird shit started happening after we were there, and I was like, oh no, somebody needs to rub an egg on all of us because this is some insane energy.
So Jigsaw is one of my favorite songs for Frantic Romantic. The first time I had to listen to the whole arrangement, I was very pleased with the chord progression, the arrangement itself, and most of all, the bridge. That bridge is killer. And it was like ringing in my head for like weeks. And I thought, what was that? And oh, that's the bridge for Jigsaw. That's how special that song is to me.
Jigsaw. I mean, I'm not really familiar with the whole shebang of making music videos. I had been in the Someday music video, but that was a little more like we were just kind of winging it as we were going and like figuring everything out. So this was like the first music video that I had seen that it was just like full setup, like director and then the lighting and all the different sets, and that was like really cool to see for the first time and really be a part of that creative process.
Everybody that was there helping us film the video, director, extras, even the special guests, everybody was great, you know. and hopefully they had a great time too.
You know, one of the more exciting things about this was having Zeke, who's my compadre, come back into the band and come back into the fold. The summer of 2023 in general, he was able to come back into the fold after having to leave for a lot of personal issues and health issues that he had. You know, we told him take all the time you need, and it was just super badass to have us complete again. You know, being the three of us that we went into COVID, we went into the pandemic, and just got put through the ringer, and then we got to come out on the other end. It was fantastic. And we also were able to have Marcelo, who joined us recently, come out in the video, and I think that's fantastic when you get to share experiences like that. Because I mean, I've been in a lot of bands, and I never really got a chance to do videos with Frantic Romantic. We got to do, this is going to be number 16 out of all the ones that we've done, and I feel like it's just such a great learning experience, and to be able to see somebody go through that with you. I mean, he was a natural.
Oh, the video for Jigsaw, oh, that was cool, man. I had never done a video like that before, or any other video before, to be honest. And that was a great experience with great professionals, a great environment, and for a great band. So it was really cool.
So our newest album, PRE, we spent 3 years on it, and that was mainly because we had a lot of time. COVID, lockdown, all that prevented us from doing a lot of things. So Ruben and I, being the principal members for a long time during that time, we had a lot of time to talk about the album, but also about planning promotion for the album. And what came up eventually was this idea of a cyberpunk aesthetic to the album, because we felt like the music, when we were demoing a lot of this stuff, we felt like the music kind of lent itself to very cold, like 1982 sci-fi, Blade Runner, Ridley Scott type.
Man, I'm a big fan of cyberpunk. I just think it's something that's just so, the possibilities are limitless, you know, because we're just creating what we think the future will become, or you know, well-being. And we think it goes well with our sound. You know, the band is a big fan of Blade Runner, so a lot of that stuff is it's a big influence on us. So yeah, when I came into the band, I'm like, man, what is gonna make me stand out, since everybody has their outfits and everybody has their aesthetic, you know? It's like, damn, how can I compete, you know? And that's what I like about it. You know, each member has their own unique style. And I was like, well, I like the goth aesthetic, and I thought I could somehow mix that in with the cyberpunk aesthetic, right? So, you know, I was trying different sunglasses, and my wife, she showed me these sunglasses that were like, I don't know if you remember Star Trek: The Next Generation, or like the Jodie LaFord sunglasses, right? And I was like, those look pretty whack, like I'm not gonna wear those, what the hell, right? But she got them anyway. She got them from Amazon, and I put them on, and I couldn't see anything. I couldn't see nothing at all, you know. And you know, for a day I went driving around in the car. I'm like, this isn't convenient for me. Like, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna put this on stage and look goofy, you know, right? But we were having a photo shoot that week, so I took them as one of my options, and I left them in my bag, and my wife pulled them out, and she's like, here, you forgot to put these. And I was like, oh man, guys are gonna goof on me, right? They're gonna make fun of me. So I threw them on, and we took pictures, and they came out pretty well. They came out really good. Everybody else seems to like the sunglasses, you know. And then I remember Ruben was asking me, we were gonna play our show, and he's like, "You're gonna wear those sunglasses, right?" And I'm like, "Oh man, what, dude? I don't know, because I can't really see." But I was like, "Sure." So I started wearing them during the live performance. So it kind of works out better because I can't see the audience. I don't know their reaction. So it's more of me concentrating on putting on a good show, you know, because now I'm not nervous about playing in front of people. So, you know, it works out, right? Honestly, I'm still not a fan of the glasses. But, you know, they work. They work.
Oh man, the mask. Well, what was his name? Juan's mask was like this full, it was like, I don't even know how you describe it. It was just this like skull face thing, and you would put it on and he couldn't see anything. So there were times where he was like kind of like holding onto my shoulder trying to guide me. I'm like, dude, I can't see either. Like Zeke had the Cyclops glasses, so he was like chilling. And then I had like this like full like motorcycle style mask, and I was like barely able to see, and it was hella dark because we were trying to get like, you know, lighting only on some parts. And then Juan was behind me and he was like, I can't see, and I'm like trying to guide him while trying to guide myself. And it was just like, it was like hella awkward in some of the running scenes because I'm like trying to like run, and you can kind of see this like robotic stance that I do trying to run because I'm like kind of struggling to see. And they're like, oh, run this way and then run back that way, and be like, just kidding, and like look around. And I'm like, dude, I can't really see shit. So it's like I'm like gonna be looking around for real, trying to figure out where I'm going, you know. So that was really that was really fun because you kind of adjust to it after a while. But when I first put it on, I was just like, oh crap, like this is like full like goon mode. It was just felt really accurate for the role I was supposed to be playing, because I really felt like I was like a robot or a goon or like some retro like Cyclops style whatever.
We had a bunch of our good friends come, and we were trying to be aware of like their time, everybody's time. We don't want to waste anybody's time. We were trying to be efficient. We had the location for X amount of hours, and our goal was, hey, let's just get this all shot as fast as we can. Get good takes. If we mess it up, you know, just reset, do it again. And you know, in some of the scenes we had to do like chase scenes. So, you know, on paper it was like, cool, you know, we're gonna do chase scenes. But when you're filming it, it ended up being 2 hours of doing sprints. Like literally, it's like, okay, set, go, and then we're running, and then stop, set, go, and we're running again. So in those 2 hours of running away from the bad guys, doing our thing, I was running down the hallway with Marcelo and Mike, and we're running from the goons. It's like Bella, Zeke, and Juan Orlock. And Bella was right behind me. So as we're running, she was wearing this mask that covered her face. And I thought, you know, you really can't see. And there's like all this weird lighting and smoke and all that stuff from the fog machine. I thought she didn't see. So as I'm running, I felt like somebody kicked me in the back of the leg, like as hard as they could. And I fell down, and I was like, oh shit, you know, like I remember hitting the floor, and everybody kind of was like, whoa, what happened? And I look up at Bella, who's behind me. I said, shit, you got me really good. And she looked at me like, what are you talking about? I got you good. I was nowhere near you. And I was like, you kicked the shit out of my leg, like real bad. I mean, like, it's an accident. No, I'm not going to take it personal. She's like, no, I didn't touch you. And so like, I put 2 and 2 together, and about 10 years ago, I tore my calf, and it felt exactly the same. It felt like somebody threw a rock at me or something, or kicked me in the back of the leg. I had to go to the doctors, and they were like, oh, you have a torn calf, it bruised up and everything. So once she was like, hey, I didn't kick you, I was like, shit, I tore my calf. And this wasn't, we weren't done with the video. Like, I had to keep shooting the video. I had to do like more of a chase scene. But I told the director, I'm like, listen, you're gonna have to like use the footage you shot earlier, and maybe just get me popping up and like I'm about to run, but I can't run. Like, trust me, you're not gonna get any good takes out of me from, you know, I can barely walk. And then we had to shoot this scene where there was like a scuffle, like a fight scene. It was like Ninja Turtles, Secret of the Ooze, basically, where we go into the crowd and like were at this concert, and we ended up getting pushed up on the stage. So I like completely avoided the fight. Like I don't know if you'll even notice it in the video, but I go near the scuffle and I'm like, psych, and I just go around them and just like get myself on stage, like I just kind of like bitched out. But I mean, I couldn't. I was really limited in my range of motion. And then when we were on stage, luckily I was able to film a lot of good footage of me headbanging and jumping around, because at the end it just wasn't happening. It was like Zeke got to do all his karate kicks in the background and shit, and that was cool. But I wasn't able to do any of that. I just kind of rocked my head back and forth, and it was like, for continuity. But it's a trip. I ended up tearing my my Achilles heel and my calf, and my foot got really swollen. I had to take some time off of work. I tried going back, and it's still pretty bad. So it's for the love of art, right?